also said it was a concentration camp.
And everyone said didn't exist.
Yeah, I remember it.
That doesn't exist. You're crazy.
Yeah, because Alex, you can find if you're listening to all the episodes.
And then these two little Mexican kids, they're playing Xbox, and she's standing on the other side of the fence, looking at them, going, "You poor babies."
The conditions in those are pretty bad. There's no Mexican.
No, I'm kidding. It's I'm sure it's awful. It's a government prison after all.
Yeah, AOC. I mean, it's prison. It's literally like prison because AOC was like they're drinking water out of toilets, and then I was like, what? And then I saw it's like, oh, it's the
toilet with the sink on top. Yeah,
it's like, oh, yes. Oh, so the ACB thing.
Oh my God, they're drinking human urine. Talk about sheltered. Apparently, this is one of those things where you have to try that question you were asking earlier about. Do they know what they're saying is bullshit? Because I'm supposed to believe you've never seen a depiction of a jail toilet in movies or on TV. You've never seen.
And I'd never actually seen that fixture before. Even when I see jails, I mean, I'm not going to. Here's all the shows. Times I've seen jail on TV, but
you've never seen one of those stainless steel toilets with the sink on top?
Beforehand, not necessarily.
Oh, okay. I've seen that, so I just assumed it was something everyone's seen.
We're not all hard-bitten criminals like you, Dan.
Well, in Boston, we all have to do a couple days in jail a year just to keep us hard.
It's just an upgrade from living in Massachusetts. So the thing with the ACB hearing, so I'm going to cite a person who I know, but I'm not going to source them because I just want to fuck around with them, who made the point that it's possible that the sexual preference thing only really happened because, a bunch of journalists were all just watching the hearings with bated breath, just trying to think of like how they're going to attack ACB. And they really were just throwing everything they could at the wall. As everything she said is like, no. And then somebody said, sexual preference, that's offensive. It's orientation. And then nobody gets paid to criticize these ideas. They just needed one that would actually stick. So nobody at this, let's say it was just a party, just a gathering of 5 people watching it on Zoom call, editorial board of Washington Post or whatever, just watching it, and it's like, that's sexual preference that could be offensive. Can we run with that? And they're like, no strong reason why we can't. So then they just went with scraping the barrel, and then likewise, Trump's treatment used stem cells is also scraping the barrel. Okay, so the vice presidential debates, nothing to really say about them actually.
So we know that Harris lost because the main story that came out of it was a fly landed on Mike Pence. So here's a really good one. I saw this on television, some network smoothie. So they were talking about the fly, and they're talking about the debate very seriously, and about these important issues. And this lady, I have no idea who it was. I want to say it's that same lady that interviewed Jussie Smollett, but I don't know. Said she found it very interesting. Those are the words she used. Very interesting that just at the moment that they were discussing whether or not there's systemic racism, a fly landed on Michael Pence's head, and then she said, because he had said there's no systemic racism, which I don't even know if that's what he said, but she said the fly landed on his head, and it was as if it was like the fly itself was saying, "What did you just say?"
Oh my God.
What you talking about, Willis? And they all sat there. These other people who were supposed to be news commentators and journalists sat there like, that is very interesting. No, it's not. That is no different than the retards on Twitter who said, a sparrow landed on Bernie's podium. It shows that he's divinely touched by God. Because I think life is a Disney movie, because I spend half my income on Disney Plus.
Someone on NBC or whatever, one of the New York Times TV show, right? Because I can't tell these people apart, had said that it's after midnight, so I can mention this now, that being like attracted to flies is a symbol of the devil. And what was funny about that was I was telling Alex Jones, listen, Alex Jones said that about Barack Obama in 2016, so we're through the looking glass, folks.
I can remember that because when Alex Jones said it my thought was, here's the thing. I think there's a strong possibility that fly landed on Mike Pence's head because of the whole satanic thing. Yeah. I'm willing to admit that.
Yeah, and there was nothing else about the VP debate. Oh, they're talking about how Kamala was sassy because she was making all these facial expressions.
Oh my God. These people have no understanding of how much what they do turns normal people off. She's sitting there smirking, and she's making these horrible, smarmy, like sour faces. She spent the whole
Doesn't Donald Trump also make smarmy faces at people?
Yes, but Donald Trump is a clown. They're supposed to be. They're the ones who walk in and go. She says in that really condescending tone, like let's be serious here, okay? We're being serious. We're talking about this is the people's lives. And then she has these stupid canned one-liners like, that Donald Trump made America sick again. Or whatever. I don't even know if she said that, but I feel like she might have. If she didn't, she might as well have. And then everyone's fucking queening her all the way. Tim Dillon had a great point about this. Biden's going to be president for 10 minutes. He's going to do a few photo ops. He's going to keel over, and then you're going to jail. Kamala Harris is coming in. She's queening her way all over the place, and everybody's going to jail. That's what's coming. She's smirking at him. She kept doing this thing where she'd go, I'm speaking. Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. And this was so fake. They had fucking shirts printed up with their sourpuss on it that said, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. Because they thought this was supposed to be a and she persisted moment where everyone's queening all over the place. She came off like a cold bitch to that whole thing. Yeah, he came off like a bully. But she came off like that crazy woman in your office who says something irrational. And then when you point out, actually, that's not correct. She goes, I'm speaking. But then she doesn't say anything. She just keeps interjecting that she's speaking as a way to imply you're not letting me speak. And then when he would say, go ahead, speak, she would go, yeah, I will. I'm going to. Oh, boy. I'm gonna. If you'll let me. Can you let me speak, please? I'm speaking. It's a fucking game, and it's so empty.
Have you heard of a play called Her Opponent?
No.
I remember seeing videos of this in like 2017 or 20. It was after the election, of course. It was the three presidential debates, and the actor and actress they watched the videos, and they like perfectly got down the intonation and the body language. And the idea was to demonstrate that if Donald Trump were a woman, we would find his stuff off-putting or whatever, right? But even they had to acknowledge that actually, if you put Hillary Clinton's body language in a man's body, it just comes off as, stilted, sociopathic, all the things that we said about Hillary Clinton. And if you put Donald Trump's body language in a woman, it seems there is a certain nagging quality. Someone compared it to like a school principal at an inner city school who just wants the kids to do well. Right? Like the sort of like this white woman disciplinarian who all the gangbangers I don't want to fuck around with her. Like she's the Iron Lady. They fully acknowledged it. Yeah,
when you make Trump into a woman, you get Lisa Lampanelli.
Yeah, something like that.
You get like a brassy, like sassy, brassy, obnoxious, like a Roseanne Barr type.
Yes,
like a loudmouth comic.
Yes, and I actually do.
Some mouthy broad who's not taking no crap from anybody.
Yes,
and she'll say like Roseanne Barr used to have a joke in her act where she would say, people say I'm not very feminine, I ask too masculine. And to them I say, suck my dick. That would be like Trump energy if he was a woman.
Yes.
Because it's masculine energy.
Yes. If somebody's listening, yes. When
you give that energy to a woman,
it's just endearing. Yes.
Yeah,
Kamala Harris
men are endearing and women are horrible.
Yes. There's a way to interrupt and be brash and annoying in a masculine way that men find powerful, and in a feminine way that we just find annoying.
Yeah.
Right? And women can be brash and loud in a masculine.
I'm speaking is the classic example of the feminine
of being annoying, but the masculine.
If you said, it's my time, and just started talking, or you just start talking and you talk over him. You don't go, I'm speaking, I'm speaking. That's you basically saying, I am asking your permission for you to stop interrupting me. So it's both weak and at the same time it's like presumptive and annoying.
It's annoying. And then you might be saying, Marcel, are you saying that like masculine displays are strength and feminine displays are weakness? Like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's Marcel. Are you saying something that people have said since the dawn of man?
Yeah, are you saying that people looking for leadership qualities look for masculine ones and not feminine ones? Yeah.
This is why Tulsi couldn't be president. She's a beautiful, beautiful lady. Nobody wants that.
When you see men who respect female authority figures that aren't their own mothers, the qualities they will list off are masculine qualities.
Even Margaret Thatcher had voice lessons to make her voice deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Gave her that sort of husky voice, which people like.
Yes. The play is called Her Opponent. You can find it on YouTube, I think.
Can you think of a successful male politician who has feminine energy? Like, I don't know. Maybe you could say Lindsey Graham, but I don't even know if that's true because Lindsey Graham just has a feminine voice. But I don't know if he actually has feminine energy.
A male politician that has, like, I would say, a feminine affect, feminine energy. Even Justin Trudeau is very masculine. He's just like it's a different.
Well, he's
kind
Cuban, so that goes without saying.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah.
It's a
like
very machismo culture.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau is like, he's like, he's in. Justin Trudeau is like in touch with his feminine side or whatever. Like, he's into all these little causes, but he's very clearly like, a straight man. That's very obvious.
I can't think of any, but I can think of a lot of female politicians who kind of act like a dude, or who at least are picking up certain aspects of masculine,
yes,
affectation.
Yes. And notice we're very tolerant here, because that means effectively if you're a male politician, you have to have masculine energy. You can't have feminine energy. But if you're a female politician, you can have a certain kind of feminine energy or just masculine energy. Women have more choices. It's like how men have to wear pants, but women can wear pants and dresses.
Exactly.
But you can't wear short shorts or ugly dresses.
Yeah.
Her opponent is the play when we want to talk about like masculine energy in a woman's body. Like that's, yeah. And I get paid $2 every time I say the name of it. And then, the vice presidential debates, I think, were a win for Donald Trump, even if Mike Pence lost, because it was sort of a picture for Americans of what politics was like before Donald Trump. And we can't go back, right? Once you've had Donald Trump, you can't go back to just like Mike Pence and Kamala. Like that's just not, it doesn't cut it. You need someone to be crazy. Which is why Donald Trump really fucked us over when he decided against having a second debate with Joe Biden because it would have to be over Zoom. And so
But don't you think that was the right thing to do from his perspective?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Because that's another one where I didn't think of it till he said it, which is they're going to cut my mic, they're going to turn me off, they're going to let him talk, and if he's on Zoom too, there's going to be 20 people standing behind the camera. Like right now, if I'm talking to you on a webcam. Mm-hmm. There could be people behind me, behind the webcam with, cue cards and teleprompters and all kinds of things.
But how great would it be to have Joe Biden fuck up reading the cue cards?
That would be great. I think Trump should do a debate where he says, I will let Joe Biden have cue cards. Because he's going to have them anyway. He's going to have a guy in his ear. So you should say, he can have a teleprompter with his notes on it. I'm going to go up there and I'm just going to make shit up.
Yeah, like, it was like, Joe Biden's like, that's why we need to bring back better, emphasis on every word. Just says it just like that.
You know what I find interesting about the Biden cue card thing? You would think that because Biden has cue cards and people in his ear telling him what to say, everything he says would be like rock solid facts. Whereas Trump, obviously half of the shit Trump says is flagrantly wrong, but he's just riffing. Like he's like, oh, whenever I'm doing this, it's like he's Tim Dillon doing a podcast and he's just going, And then Biden has people in his ear telling him what to say, and he'll still say, 300 trillion people in the military died from COVID, and we're losing 600 people every day in the Senate. All these hoaxes and lies he pushes about. Trump was on camera saying that Hitler was his dad, and whatever the latest one they have. He didn't say that. I made that up. It would be like if Trump was saying that Ted Cruz's dad killed JFK, but he was reading that off a teleprompter. You'd go, nobody fact check this?
So they did town halls. So Joe Biden was on CNN and Trump was, I think, on NBC. And it's very funny. Joe Biden is sitting on like this very comfy, like high back armchair. And Trump is sitting on a chair that I swear is made of like toothpicks. It's like the thinnest, most uncomfortable chair I've ever seen in my life.
He was on some sort of a torture device. It was like a stress position chair. You're like bent at a 90-degree, you're bent at a 45-degree angle. And Joe Biden was being interviewed from that bed from Space Odyssey.
Yes, and also the moderator for Biden's town hall. I think how do I have it described? What Biden's moderator was a DNC staffer, and then Trump's moderator was a wife of a DNC staffer.
Fair. Was Biden's moderator a woman?
I think so.
Okay. Well, because I noticed with the Pence debate, another trick was they made the moderator a woman, so that way Pence is obviously going to spar with Kamala Harris. But then they made the moderator a woman, so that way if he ever interrupted the moderator or talked over her, then afterwards the unanimous line was, he not only was arguing with Kamala, he was arguing with the moderator, who was also a woman. So, only two women in the room, and he seems to have a problem with both of them. And then the moderator says, Mr. Pence, it's your time now. And he goes, listen, broad,